Ayaka shoulders her family's duty to cherish the aspirations of Orden.
Welcome back to Movie Recaps. Today I will show you an action, comedy, horror film from 2015, titled I Am a Hero. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. Hideo Suzuki, a manga artist assistant, is drawing with his co-workers in an office, listening to the news. A news reporter is describing an incident in which a dog badly bit a 45-year-old woman. The police couldn't figure out what exactly happened because the woman started talking nonsense after the accident. The next news story is about a 35-year-old man who was arrested because of performing obscene acts. One co-worker notices how the news is becoming weird and Matani, a co-worker, makes fun of Suzuki and manga artists. Suzuki then explains how manga is the peak of Japanese culture and that it's an honor to be a manga artist. He motivates the other co-workers and everybody yells manga is the best. Night comes and Suzuki arrives home. In his apartment, he watches TV with Teko, his passive-aggressive girlfriend, and draws. He looks at his manga award and motivational quotes like, "The Steve Jobs of manga world and the road to manga is harsh." Suzuki looks for inspiration for his next comic, so he takes a rifle from his cupboard and looks at himself in the mirror. In the morning, everybody is sick and coughing at the publisher's office where Suzuki is showing his new manga comic about a macho guy protecting his girlfriend with a rifle. The publisher doesn't like the comic, says the protagonist is too normal and tells Suzuki to do a better job in the future. Then, another manga artist, Sensei, sees Suzuki. Sensei is more popular than him but shared the Newcomer Manga Artist Award with Suzuki 15 years ago. Later in his apartment, Suzuki is fighting with Teko who wants to sell the rifle so they can get at least some money and pay rent. She also wants to sell his award along with his manga books. Teko is sick of Suzuki's failures and his unfulfilled dreams of becoming the next best manga artist. To the park with it, looks like he is in pain but Suzuki doesn't pay any special in the news again. His colleague is sweating and not feeling well. She leaves and Matani explains to the NECA sensei. They are confused and were sleeping together. Their boss enters the room and he also has a bite mark. They are confused and ask him about the deadline but don't notice his eyes getting darker. Later, everybody is asleep at the office when Suzuki's phone suddenly rings. It's Teko who apologizes for last night and wants to continue their relationship on Teko, and begs her to open the door slot and sees Teko lying on the bed. Suddenly she gets up, making weird movements, and drops on the floor. Next thing we know, she's having a seizure while her body morphs unnaturally, like a demon during an exorcism. As she approaches the door, Suzuki sees her face deform. Zombie Teko attacks Suzuki and bites his hand. While trying to get away, he accidentally stabs her in the head and leaves the apartment, fast. As he's crossing the bridge, he notices a woman with a bleeding hand and then dozens of airplanes flying through the city. When he returns to the office, Suzuki sees Matani standing next to the TV with his back turned. Suzuki thinks two of his co-workers are dead zombies and Matani a bloody baseball bat, so he quietly enters the office where the rest of his co-workers are dead zombies and Matani is the only survivor. He tells Suzuki that the only way to kill zombies is to destroy their brains and then turn into a zombie, get infected. But turns out, Matani is bitten too and when he starts turning into a zombie, he kills himself, screaming that the era of underpaid workers has arrived since all their bosses are now dead zombies. Another infected co-worker arrives and Suzuki quickly leaves the office. In the streets, half the people aren't even aware of what's going on. Some are walking casually down the street while others are running. Within a few minutes, people start realizing that demonic-looking zombies are among them. Some start to run while others fall prey to the hungry zombies. Suzuki desperately approaches a police officer but the policeman is a zombie too and a large group of people getting run over by ambulance cars. In all that mess, Suzuki notices a cab driver who's sleeping in the taxi and is completely unaware of the zombie. She wants to get into the taxi as well but a zombie talking on the phone attacks them. Suzuki imagines he's taking out his rifle and aiming at the zombie, so he's standing frozen shooting with his fingers instead. At the same time, a man in a suit wants to take their taxi, asking the driver to drive toward the countryside. On the Cat TV, the news reports TV and see an anime cartoon being broadcast. Suzuki thinks Tokyo is safe because they are showing anime, but soon the channel ends the cartoon and starts reporting the attacks. Even the Prime Minister if necessary. When he hangs up, he starts complaining about the poor and suddenly reveals a bite on his arm. His blood vessels quickly turn black. He's turning into a zombie while saying, "Hey poor people, give me a tissue." The taxi driver isn't aware that the businessman is turning into a zombie so he gives him a tissue. The new zombie then bites him and then complains about poor people's meat quality. Sigh of relief when the taxi driver's veins start turning black too. He starts telling them how he was an excellent taxi driver for 30 years with no car accidents. Then, gets angry about it and starts driving like a madman. Suzuki and Hiromi put on their seatbelts because the car is going at a high speed. Soon, they crash into another car and start tumbling. When Suzuki wakes up, the car is turned over but Hiromi is alive. All the cars are empty and not what's going on. The infected when they are eating Hiromi listens a bitten neighbor's back and takes out his rifle to protect himself. Hiromi then explains how she was bitten by her neighbor's baby 2-line Suzuki bitterness. She asks for good luck and begs him to leave from afar. It's when Hiromi arrives out of nowhere, kills the zombie. We know she isn't a threat to Suzuki, so they continue their journey to carrying her. Puts Hiromi in sleeping, so she starts looking at weird sleeping Hiromi when other masked people arrive and start asking questions about the two new people. Soon, other zombies appear, so everybody starts running toward a safe spot. All the uninfected people built a safe zone on the outlet's rooftop. Suzuki is invited to join and he takes Hiromi there as well, without telling anyone that she's half zombie. The safe zone is well supplied, so they have everything, from food and tents to books and Rolex watches. Sugumi is interested in Suzuki's riffle, but he tells her he's only a manga artist. She asks whether Quiet Hiromi is his sister, and he explains that they met. Hiromi is a poem. Suzuki then the zombies are doing what they regularly did in the past, and how every zombie is different. Suzuki then asks about the zombies who sit on the ground and look like they are made from charcoal, but Abe avoids answering. Seems like something happened in the safe zone that nobody likes to talk about. Afterward, killed Hiromi is trying to stop them. Suzuki Suspuro with a riffle if they don't let Hiromi go, but she can kill everyone in an instant, and then reveals that she is a ZQN. Since she's only half zombie, her eye is not black but has rainbow colors. The leader doesn't care, so he shoots in her head and Hiromi falls on the floor. They take Suzuki's rifle while he cries about the girls. They start fighting about who's going to kill him. Unira attend her own duties and left her. The other ZQN couldn't pull me tells quality a few storage from me by mistake. Immediately they are the survivors, searching for a snack too. They shoot both the victim and the zombie but find that the parking is filled with other zombies. A snack too. They shoot both the victim, and soon a zombie attacks one of the survivors, searching for a snack too. They shoot both the victim and the zombie but find that the parking is being eaten alive. Because of bad tactics and the selfishness of the survivors, most get eaten and killed in the parking lot. And the guy who caused all of this is none other than Ira, who turned on the music on purpose to attract the zombies. Turns out, he had another plan, to take the only car in the parking. In that chaos, Suzuki hides in a storage locker. At the same time, the zombie who can jump high is stalking the roof, preparing for one big jump. He runs really fast and jumps as high as he can, landing right on a tent. One of the survivors soon notices the zombie starting at her and freezes. The zombie eats her and instantly attacks another woman, squashing her head with his bare hands. Yura is looking at still hiding her to death on the roof where she's hiding with Hiromi, so she desperately asks for help on the walkie-talkie. Nobody answers cause they are either hiding about escaping and killing the zombies which surround him, but in every hypothetical situation he ends up being killed. Crying on the wall, gets out of the locker. Rolex watch is on his wrist and the zombie doesn't infect him. Suzuki then takes the walkie-talkie and tells Tsugami he's on his way. But the two of them decide to meet at the parking lot and take one of the zombies slip. Ura, who wants to make Tsugami, slows Ura's brains. Soon after, they see a large group of zombies chasing after Ak. Starts talking for the first time, telling Suzuki how feels okay when she's with him. He then gets motivated and starts shooting as much zombie. They manage to kill all the zombies except the athlete zombie who jumped on the roof. There's only one bullet left, but Suzuki manages to shoot the zombie in the head. Since the zombie's head is already squashed, he doesn't get affected by the bullet. Instead, he goes right towards Tsugami and Hiromi. But the hero doesn't give up, so uses the rifle like a bat and this time destroys the zombie's brain for good. The three leave the outlet. It's on music while Suzuki hero. Thanks for watching.
Tengo que poner la camisa. Tiene que ser canal. Testing.